I cut off my entire family after they chose my abusive brother over me. 5 years later, he died, and they finally believed me. They wanted me at the funeral. I sent flowers with a note. I grieved this family years ago. Aaron was born perfect. That's what my mother always said. Perfect APGAR scores, perfect weight, perfect everything. I was born 2 years earlier, 3 weeks premature, jaundiced colicky. The contrast was established before I could even form memories. Growing up, Aaron could do no wrong. Star quarterback in high school, straight A's without trying. Homecoming king. The kid every parent brags about at dinner parties. I was the responsible one, the quiet one, the daughter who didn't need attention because she never caused problems. I remember the first time Aaron hurt me. I was 7, he was 5. We were playing upstairs and I wouldn't give him my toy. He pushed me down the stairs. I broke my wrist. Spent 6 hours in the emergency room. My parents asked Aaron what happened. He said I tripped. "You need to be more careful, sweetie," my mother said, signing the cast. The pattern continued for years. Aaron would break my things. My favorite doll torn apart and left on my bed. My pet hamster found dead in its cage with Aaron standing there saying it just died. My homework ripped up the night before it was due. Sibling rivalry, my father would say without looking up from his newspaper. You two need to learn to get along. But it wasn't rivalry, it was systematic. Aaron was smart enough to hurt me in ways that looked accidental. And my parents were invested enough in his golden image to believe every explanation. When I was 14 and Aaron was 12, he punched me in the stomach hard enough to make me vomit. Left a bruise the size of a grapefruit. I showed my mother. "What did you do to provoke him?" she asked. She sent me to my room for being disrespectful when I couldn't answer. The worst incident happened when I was 16. Aaron was 14, already over 6 feet tall, varsity football player. I was in my bedroom doing homework. He came in and locked the door. "Get out," I said. "Make me." He pinned me against the wall, his forearm across my throat, cutting off my air. Told me I was worthless, that I'd always be worthless, that our parents loved him and tolerated me. When he finally let go, I collapsed on the floor gasping. "If you tell them, they won't believe you. You know that, right?" I told them anyway. My mother was folding laundry. I went to her with bruises forming on my throat, my voice hoarse. Aaron attacked me. He choked me. "Look." She glanced at my neck, then back at the laundry. "He would never do that. You're making this up for attention." "Mom, look at me. Look at my throat. You probably did that yourself. You've always been jealous of your brother." My father called me into his office, told me to stop making false accusations, said I was damaging Aaron's reputation. "But I'm not lying. Enough. I don't want to hear another word about this." That was the moment I understood they would always choose him. No matter what evidence I had, Aaron was perfect. I was the problem. I moved out at 18, went to college 400 miles away. Came home for holidays because that's what you do. You show up, you smile, you pretend. For 6 years, I maintained the relationship. Limited, distant, but present, I was at family dinners, Christmas mornings, Aaron's college graduation party where everyone celebrated him getting into law school. I tried because they were my family, and you're supposed to forgive family. Right? Then came Aaron's engagement party. I was 24, had a good job as a junior architect in Seattle, a life far away from them. But my mother called 3 times asking me to come. So I flew home, walked into my parents' house decorated with white and gold balloons. Met Julia, Aaron's fiancée. She was beautiful. Kindergarten teacher, sweet voice, warm smile. She greeted me with a hug like we were already sisters. The party was the usual performance. Aaron charming everyone. My parents showing off their successful lawyer son. Me standing in the corner with wine, counting minutes until I could leave. About an hour in, I went to use the bathroom. Found Julia already there, crying in front of the mirror. "Sorry, I'm fine, just emotional." But I saw the bruises on her arms when she adjusted her cardigan. 5 distinct marks, fingerprints. "Julia," I said carefully, "are you okay?" Her face crumpled. "He gets so angry sometimes, about little things. I burned dinner last week and he just grabbed me, but he apologized. Said he's stressed about the bar exam, promised he'll change after the wedding." Everything inside me went cold and clear. "Julia, Aaron's not going to change. He's been violent since we were kids. He hurt me for years. Our parents never stopped him. He's only going to get worse." "He told me you two didn't get along, that you were jealous of him." "I'm not jealous, I'm trying to warn you." I gave her my number, told her I'd help her leave. That abuse doesn't get better, it escalates. She left without answering. 20 minutes later, Aaron found me in the kitchen. "What did you say to Julia?" "The truth." My mother appeared, then my father, then other family members. She's telling Julia I'm abusive, Aaron said, making up stories to destroy my engagement. I'm trying to save Julia from making a terrible mistake. My mother's face hardened. How dare you? Your brother is getting married and you're creating drama. He's hitting her. Look at her arms. Julia had followed everyone to the kitchen. She pulled her cardigan tighter. I fell. Aaron would never hurt me. My father stepped forward. You need to leave. Now, you apologize to your brother or you don't come back. I looked at all of them, my parents, Aaron, Julia, extended family watching, all wanting me to be the problem. Because if I was the problem, they didn't have to face what Aaron was. I won't apologize for telling the truth, I said. My mother started crying. After everything we've done for you, this is how you repay us. Get out, my father said. I left. Drove to my hotel, flew back to Seattle the next morning. That was the last time I saw them. For the first few weeks, my phone never stopped ringing. I blocked all of them, unfriended everyone on Facebook. When letters came, I marked them, returned to sender without opening them. My friends didn't understand. But they're your family, my coworker Emma said. They've had 24 years to come around. My roommate Maya got it. She'd cut off her own abusive father years earlier. People who haven't lived it don't understand, she said. They think family means unconditional forgiveness. I started therapy with Dr. Ellis, twice a week at first. Every session, I grieved, because cutting off your family, even when it's the right choice, is still grief. I grieved the mother who chose her son over her daughter, the father who valued reputation over truth, the brother I'd loved when we were little. Healing means accepting that you can't change them, Dr. Ellis said. You can only change how much access they have to you. The first year was brutal. Holidays were the hardest. Everyone posting happy family photos while I sat in my apartment alone. You chose yourself, Maya would say, forcing me to come to dinner at her parents' house. That's not selfish. That's survival. Slowly, life got better. I threw myself into work, got promoted to senior architect. Started designing commercial buildings. I built a chosen family. Maya, who went from roommate to best friend to the sister I never had. Devin from work, who invited me to game nights and never asked about my family. Maya's parents, who treated me like another daughter. And then I met James, architecture conference in Portland. He was presenting on sustainable building materials. We got coffee, then dinner. 18 months later, we moved in together. James knew about my family early on. I told him everything on our third date. They sound like they don't deserve you, he said. Their loss. No pity, no pressure to reconcile, just acceptance. For the first time in my life, I was genuinely happy. I had people who chose to be in my life. I didn't think about Aaron much anymore. Occasionally, I'd hear things through the grapevine. Aaron and Julia got married, big wedding. My parents spent a fortune. 6 months later, they were having problems. Aaron's drinking was getting worse. Julia wasn't at family events. Part of me felt guilty. I'd warned her. She hadn't listened. Dr. Ellis shut that down immediately. You told her the truth. She made her choice. You're not responsible for saving someone who doesn't want to be saved. 10 months after the wedding, Julia filed for divorce. Her attorney filed a restraining order. The court documents described years of escalating abuse. She'd corroborated everything I'd said. My family stood by Aaron through the divorce. My mother posted on Facebook about how proud she was of her son for handling this difficult situation with grace. Julia's victim impact statement was public record. I read it, every word echoing my own experience. My family called her a liar, defended Aaron to everyone. Of course they did. That's what they'd always done. 2 years later, James proposed. We were hiking in the Cascades. He got down on one knee on a trail overlooking a lake. The ring was perfect. And all I could think was that my parents wouldn't be there. What's wrong? James asked. Nothing, yes, of course yes. But that night, I cried. James held me while I sobbed about the unfairness of it all. You have a family, James said. It just doesn't share your DNA. Wedding planning was harder than I expected. Every milestone reminded me of what was missing. Dress shopping with Maya and James's mother, Anne, they were wonderful, but I felt the ghost of my own mother. I almost sent an invitation to my parents. Had it addressed and stamped, sat staring at it for an hour. Maya found me there. Don't, you know they'll ruin it. Let yourself have one day that's just joy. I threw the invitation away. The wedding was small, 75 people. Every single one chosen because they'd earned their place in our lives. Maya was my maid of honor. Devin walked me down the aisle. During the father-daughter dance, I danced with Maya's father, Richard. He'd become a mentor, called me kiddo, showed up. You okay? He asked. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I was happy, but happiness didn't erase the grief. Both existed at once. 5 years after I cut contact, I was working from home on a Tuesday when my phone buzzed with a Facebook message. Rachel, my cousin. We hadn't spoken in years. I thought you should know, Aaron died last night. I stared at the screen, read it 3 times, waited for some feeling to come. Nothing, just numbness. I called James. He came home immediately, found me sitting on the couch. What happened? My brother's dead, car accident, he was drunk, hit a tree going 90. James sat next to me. There's no right way to grieve someone who hurt you. That night, memories came flooding back, not the abuse, the moments before. Aaron as a toddler holding my hand. Aaron at 5, laughing at something on TV. Aaron before he became the golden child. I cried for that little boy, not for the man he'd become. Dr. Ellis fit me in for an emergency session. Grief isn't linear, she said, especially when you're grieving someone who hurt you. I feel relieved. Does that make me terrible? It makes you human. He can't hurt anyone else now. The phone calls started within 48 hours. My mother called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered before realizing. Elena, we need you. Your brother is dead. We're a family. We need to be together. I'm sorry for your loss, I said, and hung up. My father texted. Your brother is dead. Whatever issues you had, put them aside. You should be here. I didn't respond. Then Rachel called. Elena, I need to tell you something. The police searched Aaron's apartment. They found his computer. There were files, videos, a journal. What kind of videos? Of him hurting Julia, recordings of their fights. He documented everything. And the journal, God, Elena, he wrote about you. About hurting you for years. About how he got away with it because your parents always believed him. I couldn't breathe. Julia gave her full testimony. They're investigating. It's all going to come out. Everything. Does my family know? They know. Your mom's been crying. Saying they didn't know, saying they should have believed you. After 5 years, after he's dead, now they believe me. Elena, tell them they made their choice. I made mine. The second wave of calls came next, all saying variations of the same thing. They didn't know. They should have believed me. They were sorry. Would I please come to the funeral? My mother left a voicemail. Please, I know I failed you. I need my daughter. Please come home. My father sent an email, long, rambling, full of excuses. He'd wanted to believe the best. He'd made mistakes. Not I was wrong. Mistakes. I spent 3 days thinking about the funeral, whether to go. James said, I'll support whatever you choose, but ask yourself, is going for you or for them? Dr. Ellis said, what do you need for your healing? Not theirs. Yours? Maya said, you don't owe them anything. Not forgiveness, not your presence. Nothing. I realized going would be for them, to make them feel better, to absolve their guilt. But we weren't a family. We hadn't been for a long time. I ordered flowers, white lilies. I wrote the note myself, went through 6 drafts. I grieved this family years ago. I'm at peace. I hope you find yours. Had them delivered to arrive during the service. The day of the funeral, James, Maya, and I went hiking. 3 hours in the mountains. Fresh air. Sunshine, people who loved me. My phone was off. The fallout came later. My mother left a voicemail. Her voice wasn't sad anymore. It was angry. How dare you not come to your own brother's funeral? How dare you send flowers with that cruel message? You're heartless. This is why Aaron, she stopped herself. We're done. If you won't be there for this family, then you're not part of this family. The irony was almost funny. My father sent another email, defensive, saying they'd done their best. That families make mistakes, but you forgive and move forward. That I was dwelling in the past. Other family members took sides. Cousins posting vague things about ungrateful children. Aunts and uncles having opinions about situations they knew nothing about. But some people reached out to support me. Rachel, I should have said something years ago. I knew something was wrong. I'm sorry. 2 younger cousins, we always believed you. We just didn't know how to say it. The temptation to respond was strong, to defend myself, to explain, but I'd already explained. 5 years ago. They hadn't listened then. I wrote one final email, sent it to both parents. I offered truth when it mattered. You chose comfort over my safety. That choice was yours. This choice is mine. Do not contact me again. Then I blocked their emails, changed my phone number. Drew the line permanently. James's mother asked me over dinner a few weeks later. Do you think you'll ever regret it? Not going, not reconciling? I thought about it honestly. No, they wanted reconciliation on their terms, where I pretend the past didn't happen. That's not reconciliation. That's erasure. You're stronger than I would be. I'm just done carrying other people's guilt. 6 months later, I'm leading the biggest project of my career, a downtown Seattle mixed-use development. My name will be on a building. Permanent. Visible. James and I are talking about kids. Maybe in a year or 2. Maya just had a baby, made me godmother. I hold that tiny girl and think about family, about what it means, about how I want her to grow up knowing that love is a choice, not an obligation. I saw my mother once. Completely by accident, grocery store in Capitol Hill. She was visiting someone in Seattle. We locked eyes across the produce section. She started to move toward me. I held up one hand, shook my head, walked away. No guilt, no second guessing, just clarity. That night at Sunday dinner with James, Maya, Richard, and Anne, I looked around the table. This was my family, not the people who shared my DNA, but the people who showed up, who believed me, who chose me back. "You okay?" James asked quietly. "Yeah, I really am." Family isn't who you're born to, it's who earns the right to be in your life, who sees you clearly and loves you anyway, who believes you when you speak the truth. I don't regret the family I left, I celebrate the family I chose. They call it chosen family like it's second best, but the people at this table have given me more love, more support, more safety than I ever got from the people who raised me. My mother will never understand that. She'll spend the rest of her life believing I abandoned her, that I'm cruel for not forgiving, that I ruined the family, but I didn't ruin anything. I just stopped pretending it wasn't already broken. Aaron's gone. The truth came out too late to matter. My parents have to live with what they chose, what they enabled, who they protected. That's not my burden to carry anymore. I grieved this family years ago. Now I'm just living. Thanks for listening. If you've ever had to choose between family loyalty and your own safety, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you believe that family is about what people do, not just who they are, hit that subscribe button. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is walk away. Sometimes it's the only thing that saves you.